You don't lose when you fall, you lose the moment you decide not to rise. But here's the brutal truth no one tells you. Most people don't fall, they never even begin. They fail before the first blow is thrown. Before the first door slams in their face, before the world even knows their name. They don't fail because they tried and lost. They fail because they never had the courage to try at all. They drown in shallow waters, not because they couldn't swim, but because they never stepped off the shore. And that's the quiet tragedy of our time, potential, rotting in the minds of people who never acted, dreams, buried under excuses, greatness, suffocated by fear before it could even breathe. They say, one day I'll start, but one day becomes 1 year. 1 year becomes never, and never is the funeral no one attends. Why does it happen? Because we've been conditioned to wait for clarity, wait for permission, wait for motivation. But life does not wait. It moves, it thunders forward, and every second you hesitate, someone else takes the opportunity you were born for. You see, the battlefield isn't out there, it's not in the job market, it's not in the economy. It's in your mind, and if you don't conquer that battlefield, if you don't silence the voice that whispers, "Who are you to try?" you'll never even make it to the front lines of your own life. Most people think fear is what stops them. It's not. It's the addiction to comfort. It's the disease of doubt. It's the need for certainty in a world that only rewards the bold. You think Edison knew the light bulb would work the first time. He failed over 10 times. He didn't wait for guarantees. He moved. You think Walt Disney knew a mouse would become an empire. He was fired for lacking creativity. He didn't beg for approval. He built anyway. You think Oprah wasn't crushed when she was told she wasn't fit for TV. She didn't shrink, she rose. That's what separates legends from the forgotten. They started when it didn't make sense. They moved with trembling hands and voices full of fear, but they moved, and that's where it all begins. Not with certainty, not with perfection, but with movement, because movement creates momentum. And momentum is the silent power that turns nobodies into legends. But most people never build it because they start and then stop, they move, and then doubt, they commit, and then crumble, and every time they stop, they kill the rhythm, they reset their progress, they bury the very thing that could have made them unstoppable. Success is not a lightning bolt. It's not an overnight miracle. It's a drumbeat, relentless, repetitive, ruthless. And you don't need motivation to follow that beat. You need discipline, because motivation is fleeting. But discipline is the armor you wear when the fire burns out, when the nights grow cold, when no one is cheering. Discipline is showing up when you're tired, when you're scared, when you're broken. It's the voice that says, "We go again." You think champions feel unstoppable every morning. You think the giants of history woke up each day with clarity, confidence, and cheer. No, they woke up in pain. They woke up doubting, they woke up tired, but they moved, and movement birthed momentum, and momentum forged belief. Belief isn't something you wait for, it's something you build. Every day you show up when it doesn't feel worth it. Every rep you grind when no one is watching, every hour you dedicate in silence, you are not just working, you are building belief, and belief is the difference between the man who gets crushed by rejection and the one who takes rejection as fuel, because belief transforms resistance into proof that you're walking the right path. The world will push back, of course it will, but belief walks straight into the storm and smiles. It doesn't need applause, it doesn't beg for certainty, it doesn't fold when it bleeds, because belief backed by discipline becomes purpose, and once you lock into purpose, the game changes forever. Purpose isn't a slogan, it's not a brand, it's a fire that refuses to die. Purpose keeps you moving when logic tells you to quit. Purpose turns late nights into sacred rituals. Purpose is what drags you out of bed when you're sick of your own excuses. And purpose isn't found in books or in meditation alone. It's found in motion. It's found in hardship. It's found when you show up again and again and again and whisper, "I was born for this," but life will test that claim. Relentlessly, you'll lose money, you'll lose friends, you'll lose sleep, and some days you'll even lose faith, and that's where most people stop. They say, maybe I was wrong, maybe I'm not built for this, but they're asking the wrong question. The question is never, am I built for this? It's, am I willing to be rebuilt by this? Because greatness doesn't come from talent, it comes from resilience. Resilience is the decision to rise, not once, but every single time. You get knocked down, you rise, you fail publicly, you rise, you cry, scream, shatter, and still you rise, because resilience is not just strength. It's sacred, it's spiritual, it's the human soul proving it cannot be broken, only rebuilt. And with every rise, something inside you changes. You become unshakable, you stop fearing loss, you stop needing safety, you become adaptable, and that's the next evolution, because no path to greatness is linear. It's chaos, it's change, it's constant recalibration. The ones who survive, they don't marry their plan, they marry their mission. When the door closes, they build a window. When the bridge burns, they swim. When the road disappears, they walk through the damn wilderness. They don't complain, they adapt, because they understand, in this world, it's not the strongest who win, it's the ones who adjust the fastest. Adaptability is not weakness, it's intelligence, it's humility, it's power, and when you combine that with discipline, belief, purpose, and resilience, you stop being human, you start being inevitable. That's when the shift happens. You no longer chase success. You attract it, because you've become aligned, mind, body, spirit, action, all marching in one direction, and most people never feel that. Because they never start, because they wait for everything to be perfect. They wait to be ready, but not you, not anymore, because now you understand something most never will. You are not waiting for the right time. You are the right time. Vision is more than a picture in your mind. It's the fire burning when the world is frozen. It's the whisper inside the chaos that says, this is not the end, this is the beginning. And most people wander aimlessly, blinded by distractions, drowning in noise. They confuse busy for progress, noise for signal. But vision is the razor that cuts through the fog. It's the compass that doesn't point north, it points to your true north. When you hold vision, you see past the obstacles. You see beyond your current pain. You see the version of yourself that others doubt. You see the impossible made real. But vision demands clarity. Clarity is not a gift. It's a muscle. You build it by focusing relentlessly, cutting out everything that doesn't serve your mission. Clarity is brutal. It forces you to say no to good things so you can say yes to great things. It forces you to get comfortable with discomfort, because clarity doesn't just light your path, it burns down distraction. And once you have clarity, you begin to learn not just facts or skills, but how to learn faster, smarter, better, how to turn failure into tuition, setbacks into seminars. The greatest minds, Carnegie, Franklin, Da Vinci, were relentless students. They knew mastery was a journey, not a destination, so they read, they experimented, they questioned, they embraced the unknown like a lover, because learning is the heartbeat of growth. And here's the secret: the faster you learn, the faster you grow. And the faster you grow, the further ahead you get. But growth without gratitude is hollow. Gratitude is the lens that makes abundance visible. It turns every challenge into a lesson, every delay into preparation, every setback into a setup. The greatest achievers don't complain, they count blessings, they bow before the struggle because it shaped them. Gratitude humbles you, it sharpens you, it fuels your fire without burning you out. Without gratitude, ambition becomes greed. Without gratitude, success becomes vanity, but with gratitude, success becomes service, growth becomes grace, and that grace carries you through the darkest nights and the loneliest battles. The journey you're on is not easy. It's not supposed to be, but it is worth it, because in the end, all these pieces, belief, discipline, purpose, resilience, adaptability, vision, clarity, learning, and gratitude, create one unstoppable force. You, a force that refuses to quit, a force that builds when others break, a force that masters its thoughts and masters its life. So don't just dream, don't just plan, don't just start. Finish with fire. Finish with fury, finish with a roar so loud that the world has no choice but to listen, because mastering your thoughts means mastering your destiny, and that mastery is yours, right now, right here. Right this moment, master your thoughts, and you master your life forever. Now go, rule it. But before you go, remember this: no one else is coming to save you. The world owes you nothing. The clock is ticking, and every second wasted is a chance surrendered. If you want to win, you must own it. Own your choices, own your pain, own your dreams, because the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not luck, it's ownership. Ownership means you stop blaming, you stop waiting, you stop hoping for a miracle. Ownership means you get up, even when your body screams for rest. You push forward, even when your mind whispers doubt. You fight for your future, even when your past tries to pull you back. Every great story in history, every legend, started with someone who decided to own their life fully. Abraham Lincoln faced failure after failure before becoming one of the greatest leaders in history. Thomas Edison lit the world despite thousands of failed experiments. Harriet Tubman risked everything to lead hundreds to freedom. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They didn't wait for all signs to align. They chose to act, to own their path, to fight with everything they had, and so must you, because inside you lies that same power, that same fire. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to begin and the discipline to finish. So stand tall, raise your head, look the future in the eye and say, I am ready, because you are, you always were, and the time to prove it is now. Go, rise, own, finish, rule, master your thoughts. And you master your life forever. Now go, rule it. And as you stand on the edge of this new beginning, remember, mastery is not merely about success. It's about who you become in the process, the scars you collect, the lessons you learn, the strength you forge from the fire of adversity. Your legacy isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in the quiet moments, the times you chose to get up when no one was watching. It's built in the choices you make when you feel weak. It's built in the small acts of courage repeated day after day, because greatness isn't an event. It's a habit, a ritual, a lifestyle, and every second you live that truth you plant seeds for generations yet unborn. You become the answer to prayers you've never heard, the light in a world eager for hope. So don't just start, don't just push through, don't just finish, transform. Become the person your future self will thank. Become the hero your story deserves. Become the force of nature no one saw coming. And when you do, when you master your thoughts and master your life, you won't just live, you'll transcend, you'll inspire. You'll change everything. Now take a breath. Feel the weight of your potential. Know this: the journey ahead will test you, it will shake you, it will demand everything you have, but that is the price of greatness. And you are more than willing to pay, because you have decided you will not fail before you start. You will not fail while you rise. You will finish. You will own your destiny. You will rule your life. Master your thoughts, and you master your life forever. Now go, rule it. Now, before you take that first step, listen carefully, because this is the heartbeat of your journey. The path ahead is not paved with ease or certainty. It is carved through struggle, hammered by sacrifice, and lit by the unrelenting fire inside you. You will face moments when the world seems silent. No cheers, no validation, no signs of progress. You will wrestle with doubt, with fear, with the temptation to surrender. But in those darkest hours, you will discover who you truly are, not the version shaped by comfort or approval, but the version forged in fire, unyielding, unstoppable, unbreakable. Remember, greatness is not a gift bestowed upon the chosen few. It is a prize earned by the relentless. It is the reward for those who refuse to quit when quitting feels easiest. You have the strength to rewrite your story. You have the power to shatter the chains of limitation. You have the courage to rise each time life knocks you down, and rising is not a one-time act. It is a daily revolution, a rebellion against every excuse, every fear, every whisper that says you're not enough. The true battle is within. It is the war for your mind, your belief, your spirit. You will win not by waiting for perfect conditions, but by creating your own. You will win by mastering your thoughts, commanding your actions, and holding fast to your vision, even when the horizon is shrouded in storms. Let every setback fuel your determination. Let every failure carve wisdom into your soul. Let every moment of pain become a stepping stone to your greatness, because those who master their thoughts, those who harness the storm inside, become the architects of their destiny. They do not just survive chaos, they bend it to their will. They do not just walk through fire, they become the fire. So when doubt creeps in, when fear whispers lies, remember this: you are not alone. Every titan, every legend, every person who changed the course of history stood exactly where you stand now. They chose courage over comfort, action over inertia, faith over fear, and now it is your turn to break free from the invisible chains that have held you back, to build a life so fierce, so purposeful, so extraordinary that no one can ignore your light. You are the storm, you are the force, you are the master of your thoughts, and through them the master of your life. So rise, rise with intention, rise with power, rise with the unshakable conviction that you will not just start, you will finish. And in finishing, you will transform, you will inspire, you will rule. Master your thoughts, and you master your life forever. Now go rule it. Now, as you stand on the edge of this moment, poised between who you were and who you are destined to become, hear me clearly. The difference between those who dream and those who achieve is not luck. It's not talent. It's not timing. It's the relentless refusal to fail before you even start. It's the courage to face the blank page of your future and write your story anyway, no matter how shaky your hand. No matter how many times you've been told no. No matter how loud the voices in your head say you're not enough. Because here's the truth the world doesn't want you to know. Your story matters. Your dreams matter. Your life matters, and the power to change everything lies within you. You are the author of your destiny, the architect of your future, the master of your thoughts. So stand tall, breathe deep, look fear in the eye and say, I will start, I will endure, I will finish, I will rule. Let your life be the answer to every doubt you've ever heard. Let your success be the echo that silences every fear. Let your legacy be the light that guides those who come after, because you are not just here to exist. You are here to thrive, to conquer, to rise beyond every limit, to become the force of nature you were born to be. So step forward now, with boldness, with fire, with unbreakable will. Master your thoughts, master your life, and in doing so, become unstoppable. Forever, master your thoughts, and you master your life. Forever, now go, rule it.